welcome to my garden. Today it's been a kind of a crazy day. Sun goes in and out. We had rain yesterday all day, but it was really nice because I didn't have to spend my time watering. I got outside, I cleaned out at least 2 beds. It really needed some attention. Some of the salvias were growing and they really needed to be edited because they were overgrown into the roses. So I got a lot done. It was really nice. I still have some weeds that I have to deal with today, but I wanted to get this video done because I'm working in this area here where, if you guys have been following my videos, this is my last area of the garden where, well, not last, I guess, but it's kind of the end of the garden, I guess, that I have been working on. And this is a big project because we had to place pergola here. I would like to make a nice sitting area with friends where I can be surrounded with beautiful garden plants, etc. And so this area has been developing. I mean, it's been since last year, I think, when we basically just cleared out all the overgrown shrubs that was here and started creating garden, turned the soil. It took me a long time to dig the soil, although I am amending again because many of you guys know I have a clay soil, and even though I amend it with compost, etc., it still gets very compacted in the summertime when it gets dry. So I have a really good luck using sand to loosen the soil, and also it helps for the water to penetrate easily. So I don't have to water, I guess, as much as because it still seems like it penetrates easily and stays moist. So and also it's easy to work with because I can just pull out the weeds very easily. It doesn't get compacted, and seem like plants really like it as well, to have that loose soil around their roots. And so I've been kind of working my way around through all the beds, and in between the plants, trying to get this soil loosened a little more, and it will help me with watering and keeping it moist as well. So this is the area basically I'm working on. As you can see, this part was also worked last year, and I planted the hedges. These are Photinias hedges. They're beautiful. They're little red robins. They're supposed to get only 1 meter tall, 1 meter wide, and you can just prune them the size you want because they're not going to get very long, very big, and but they are filling in really nice. They do have a little different habit basically than the boxwood, but I was really trying to go away from the boxwood. I do have one more section in the garden that I still have to plant boxwoods. However, after that, I kind of like to not plant any more boxwoods because it is really difficult for me to maintain. We have in Europe here, we have a boxwood moth which lays eggs and hatches lots of caterpillars on a boxwood, and it's just I mean, they can take the boxwood down. They would kill them just within a day if we don't catch it. And so I'm constantly trying to check and monitor and make sure that they don't get on it. In fact, I'm really trying, like, it really helps me here, I guess I should say, because I'm watering by hand, and when I sprinkle, sometimes I see that those butterflies fly out, but they are kind of weird. They don't really fly away for very far. They would just kind of fly to the next thing, and they would just stop right on a leaf. Then I would just go ahead and kind of smash them with my gloves and leaves and whatever, and I try to kill them as much as possible, because without spraying, I mean, if I have to, I do have some organic measures that I can take if they get infected, like infested with the caterpillars, then I will have to spray. But before then, I kind of try to eliminate the moth as much as possible, and I don't really want to spray when I see the moth, because there are lots of bees around, so I'm trying to eliminate them the best I can and not allow them to get on my boxwoods. But going forward, I'm trying to create a new hedges where I don't have to use boxwoods. So you can see here, I already created Photinias hedge, which is really beautiful. I love it, and especially in the springtime, they have gorgeous red tips. You can see how beautiful the red tips are. In the summertime they fade away a little more, but in the springtime it's very vivid and it's beautiful just on its own. I love it. I think it will thicken a lot more as I start pruning more. So I'm creating the same hedge on this side. So I have about 33 that I ordered. Some of them are kind of didn't arrive in a great condition, and I'm not sure. It's hard to tell if they're alive or not, but looks like maybe they've been saturated in too much water. But I'm thinking to plant them anyway and see what happens, because sometimes it's hard to tell. The root seems strong. I don't know. We'll just see. If not, then I'll just pop them out and order a few more. And I don't know if I have enough, but I decided I have 33 here. I decided to start planting about 33 of them today and see how much more that I'm going to need. Probably I'm not going to need much more of them. So anyway, the new thing in this area of the garden is just the other day I transplanted this David Austin rose. Now this one is a Jubilee celebration, and it's a beautiful rose, just beautiful rose. So, and I think it's going to be a lot more happier here because I think there is more sun here than in the back. But you can see this was planted right here where this Japanese maple is, and I had this Japanese maple for a while. It's a beautiful Japanese maple. It's called Amagi Shigeru. It's a very, very beautiful plant. It was in a container for a while, and I was kind of trying to figure out a place where I can plant, and it's not supposed to get really big, maybe less than 2 meters, about 2 meters, or maybe a little more, I'm not sure, but around that about that range. So it has a gorgeous vivid pink fuchsia color in the spring, so beautiful. And you can see in the summertime it still has that kind of lavenderish pink color that is so beautiful. So I decided to go ahead and plant that Japanese maple there because the light requirements here for the Japanese maple is perfect, and I think it's going to bring just a really gorgeous coloring and specimen here for this area. So next thing, what I need to do, so I widened this area just a little more. You can see with my shovel, the edging shovel, and I'm trying to curve just a little more because I would like to plant another plant here. However, I'm debating, and I still haven't figured it out. Hopefully by the end of this video I will know, but I'm thinking this rose here I should plant probably a little closer to the edge, because it will need, I mean, it does get quite a bit of a sun here, but I think it'll be happier as closer to the sun as possible. And I am going to plant another Japanese maple here, which is a dwarf variety. I love Japanese maples. It's my absolute favorite. I can have so many of them. They're just very hard to resist. This one called Little Princess, and they brought this at the Lidl just a few months ago, and maybe late spring. So it was very inexpensive, but when I saw the Little Princess I was like, okay, I really need to have this. Now this is a dwarf variety, and it gets only about 1.5 meters, so I think it's going to be really pretty here. It has enough sun, but also it has enough shade, because of the sun is very filtered, but it gets quite a bit of a light for it to have a beautiful variegations and the color changes. I think it's going to be pretty, and look at these colors on these leaves. Aren't they just gorgeous? So beautiful. And these plants just on their own is just a stunning plant. And so anyway, I think I'm going to plant this Japanese maple probably closer to the same spot as this rose, and then hopefully move the rose a little the other way. I really rather not move, because you can see it's just established. Now this rose was supposed to be David Austin rose, because I ordered 2 Benjamin Britten roses, and one is Benjamin Britten for sure, and then this one just opened and it's not Benjamin Britten. It looks like this is a hybrid tea rose, but my goodness, look how beautiful this is. I have no idea what variety or anything, but I know that I love it already. So it's so beautiful. I think I'm just going to move a little bit closer to this area. And I think if it starts blooming here with that deep color coming through from this through this arbor, it would just be so eye-catching and gorgeous to have this rose just prosper right here, and then a Japanese maple hopefully will go right here. So I have a couple of other things that I would like to plant here. As you can see, I cut out this little pathway here because I really like to get in there. I need to have a pathway where I can go into the entire garden and do some maintenance here, because, or even for watering purposes or fertilizing purposes. So I really need to get in there. So I thought it would be really great to have a nice pathway made right from here to kind of curve and wind and kind of go here and go straight to the other side so I can get to the other plants. So I might have some plantings around the edges. I have a clematis that has to go here, so I might need I have some plants in mind that might be really beautiful, maybe heucheras or something that would go here and maybe line some edges to kind of create softness, and then hopefully stepping stones or make little pathways here that would direct us all the way to the other side. So, but you can see I already kind of started the edge, curving it, kind of trying to figure it all out. Then this is basically a water feature that I'm going to create. So here, George and I already tried to put the tube through it. I don't have electricity here, and honestly, such a developed garden, it's going to be really difficult for me to bring electricity and dig through everything. So, you know, in the beginning, this was just a fun garden for myself, so we didn't really think through so much of that to put such inexpensive things in, you know, structures from the beginning of the time. So it is what it is. It's kind of a little too late for that, but I think I can do solar pump probably here and hopefully pump the water and have it go through. I haven't tested the pump yet. We do have the pump, but it hasn't been really sunny for me to try that and see how it works. So I'm going to test that out before I start sealing and all that kind of things. But here around this fountain, I'm going to plant heucheras. Now look, these heucheras are gorgeous, and they've been here for a little while because I've been trying to get to this part before I would start planting here. And also you can see I started digging. I've been digging this soil to get this ready. So this is a red dinosaur heuchera. It's gorgeous. It's going to be quite big, and I think they might reach about 1/2 meter. And they will get quite wide, so they are very, you can see the leaves are really large, beautiful variety. I have the copper dinosaur, which is here, and it's a little covered in the dirt because we had lots of rain just the other day, but you can see the colors of the leaves are so beautiful, and it has that coppery color tones. And I really didn't want it to do all in red because I like the red, but I also wanted to have a little copper to kind of variegate a little bit and break down the red, so it's not all so much red, but you know, will give this nice play of the colors. Also will go really well with this gorgeous Japanese maple, which is a autumn moon, and I think colors will just play from, you know, will resonate with this Japanese maple as well as I start planting around this structure here. So that's the plan for today that I'm hopefully going to tackle, because I have things I really want to move this project along and get this done. And then also they have been waiting for a while to get to the soil, which I haven't been very diligent to get in just because I've been busy with watering and weeding and deadheading and all kind of other stuff. Honestly, in the summertime, I feel like taking on extra is just really doesn't make sense, because thinking that I can get extra work done sometimes with the watering and maintenance, it's almost impossible. So I try to get at least an hour or two a day to try to get to the my extra projects, and you know, besides just the maintaining the garden. Sometimes it's really hard, but I really want to squeeze, especially days like this because it's raining. I don't have to water. I really want to take advantage of days like this to get the extra work into the garden. But before I start, really quick, I wanted to take you to my hydrangeas really quick and show you how they are doing. They're doing really, really beautiful. Oh, first look at this. Isn't this just gorgeous? This is a magnolia little gem, and it's starting to bloom. It's doing really, really pretty. Very excited. They're starting to take off. They've kind of been not doing anything for the last couple of years, and suddenly this year they're starting to take off. I'm really happy about that. I have a couple of lantanas here that I literally just placed, these yellow ones. I'd like to plant them right here because we planted clematis Hudson River, and it's blue, and I'm hoping to create a blue ground cover with this yellow, and the red roses will look really beautiful around that. Let's go this way and I'll show you my hydrangeas that are looking so beautiful right now. They're not as big this year as it has been previous years, but they are still doing really good. I've been really happy with them. In the beginning I was like, oh, they're not as big, and I think because maybe we just haven't had that much of a long periods of sun. It's been very cloudy and kind of a rainy season for us, or season has been kind of rainy for us, but they're still doing really good, really good. All the agapanthus are starting to open. You can see with the blues. And I have two dahlias here that last year did really good. They're still coming out, but they haven't done, I'm not sure what's going on with this. I think maybe the slugs got to it when it was just sprouting. This one is still trying to come out. I have to see what's going on, but right now this part is kind of bare, and I don't really want to plant anything because dahlias come back for us every year. I mean, they are alive, so they will probably come around. And then, oh, spider web, put my head right through it. As you can see, look at the bees, and look at the bee. Now gorgeous. I just love seeing them from going from plant to plant. And here we have David Austin roses that I planted. You can see the Vanessa Bell. It just has that gorgeous color. It's starting to bloom and look absolutely stunning. I love this color here for some reason. Maybe because they don't, you know, it's light. It gets enough sun for the roses, but it's not very long sunny area. So having this beautiful creamy yellow color just really stands out in this garden, especially with the agapanthus and hydrangeas. And anyway, it looks really gorgeous. I'm very happy with them. And then of course you can see all the, you know, you saw it in my last video that all the hydrangeas are arborescens are all just doing really gorgeous this year. I did a hard pruning on them last year, and they just came out really beautiful this year. I love it. I think they're just stunning. There's a couple of hydrangeas here, so I wanted to just briefly take you and show you the hydrangeas because they still look really good. And you know, sometimes the weather, wind, or some other things, you know, weather just kind of can just destroy everything so quickly, and I wanted to show you what it looks like before they go away. But I think we decided that George is going to do another video, just do a really nice tour and kind of have a nice peaceful music to it so you guys can enjoy just watching the garden. We have wind, you can see, but here's the hydrangeas here that are doing really good, really beautiful. They are open already, looking just glorious. They're so pretty right now. And then we have several. There is one right here that it's coming out. You can see it has lots of buds on it, that it's starting to bloom. And this container is looking really pretty with lots of gorgeous white hydrangeas. I love this hydrangea in a containers. It looks very pretty here. So we have more hydrangeas here, and these are the lace caps. These are very pretty this year too. Have a large, beautiful florets that are looking so glorious this year. looking very, very pretty. Both this one and this other, I have another one right here that's looking really beautiful. They still have some buds that are coming out. You know, they're not fully open yet, but they just look gorgeous. And this is a David Austin Rose Bud Shiba, and you can see it has lots of buds on the Bud Shiba. It's looking very, very pretty, very healthy. It's growing. It has grown quite a bit, and I have another support here, just kind of to move some on the other side because it's getting too much to cram. You know, try to train all on one side, but. Anyway, I kind of wanted to take you around and show you what's going on in terms of, you know, all the other plants in the garden. But we'll do a garden tour here, and George hopefully will go around and get some pictures for you guys or some video down for you. But we'll go ahead right now and just concentrate on this project. I'm hoping to get this done. There's a lot to be done today, so we'll go ahead and get that started. Oh, and dahlias are coming out. Look at these gorgeous dahlias. They're starting to bloom. I have another one here, and I have one white one, which is really beautiful. It came out here. It's loving its life, looking really pretty. This is a cactus dahlia. And then there are some varieties that I planted last spring that have they already budded and getting ready to open soon. So, all right. And to start with the hedges, I think that's what I'm going probably to do first, is get these hedges. And I have a little stick here, and this is what I've measured the distance. I measured the distance on this side between the Photinias, and I've been really happy with the distance that I chose here. So I'm going to do the same thing, basically have the stick to guide me to start planting the Photinias. Okay, so I just wanted to start talking because the Japanese maple is going to be here. One thing to be planted here. One thing about the Japanese maples, I'm learning that they really need to be in a well-drained soil. So this soil right here that I'm going to plant, it's very, very soggy because there was a rose there, has been watered. Although rose has been very happy with the water, it doesn't mean that Japanese maple is going to be happy there. And what I'm going to do at this point, probably remove as much of the soil as possible from that hole. and replace it with some of that other soil here in order to keep the Japanese maple happy. So I'll just go ahead. This is very, very soggy here. Although I try to mix sand with the soil, hopefully it will improve the drainage, but it's way too soggy right now. It needs to dry out. So I need to get this soil out first, and then I will work with this later as it dries out a little bit. Okay, so now what I'll do is take some of this drier soil, and it's already mixed well, and replace it. Okay, so now it's much better. And for the Japanese maples, if you are not in a very dry climate, like for us in the summers can be dry, but this year definitely has been a lot more rain. But also we get lots of rain in the winter time. So if you have a climate like us, that in the winter time you get a lot more water and the soil stays soggy, and especially if clay, it will hold the soil quite a bit. I'm sorry, the water quite a bit, so it will not drain as fast. So I would suggest for the Japanese maples to be planted just a little higher than the level of the soil, and that way it doesn't get as wet. Hopefully it will dry faster. Okay everyone, so I got it done finally. It took me a while, all dirty and everything. I thought it would be a lot faster than it actually was, but I got it done. It's really nice. So you can see here I got all the Photinias planted on the edges as a hedge, and it's looking really good. I haven't watered it. I have the hose out, but I haven't watered it yet. You can see this rose is already dropping. I mean, it's so unfortunate that I had to remove transplant this, but no pain no gain. So I really needed to get this transplanted sooner than later, otherwise it will get more established and it's just harder to remove. It will establish and will be in the right place, which is nice. It's really important to have the plants in the right places. So here I started digging a little more because this part I just wasn't really prepared, and you can see here it's been dug. Here it's been already dug, but you can see how compact it gets. So I still have to go through around the plants, try to work the soil and get some more sand in to get more drainage so it doesn't get so compacted. Although, you know, plants are happy because the soil is really good, and I've already turned the soil, I already dug, and I already mixed in you know, compost and other things. So soil itself is really good. It just gets really compacted. So, and then what I'll do is just put a nice layer of manure down, then I'll cover it you know, after I work the soil. But the Heucheras turned out really, really nice, nicer than I was imagining that it would happen. I really like it. So I think I need to get probably just 2 more red dinosaurs, because I feel like I need one in that corner right there by the peony tree, and then I think I need to bring one right here. So that would, I think, look really kind of nice, cohesive here, and work. All the plants will kind of, colors will work together. So I have copper dinosaur and red dinosaur, Heucheras. So I think they're named after as a dinosaur, not accidentally, because they have a really big leaves. So I think they will be really nice. And then, my goal is to basically have them make a nice big get to be nice and big, and to be able to cover the base of the water feature here that we are trying to put together, so which will be really nice. Anyway, everything is done, and then I got here and I wanted to plant few more of the Photinias to go in between on this edge, but then I realized that there is a big rock there. I removed the rock, which you can see, it's right here. So I removed this rock, and it was not a problem. I thought I can just remove another one and kind of continue on the edges of the path. But then I realized that there is another one right here. But when I try to lift it, it looks like this goes all the way underneath these other ones, and I figured, if I remove this one, then the whole thing will become unstable. I really didn't want it to do that. I decided to just leave things alone for another project until I figured it out what I really wanted to do, and it's not that important. I might just leave it as it is and then just plant things here, so it will be fine. Anyway, this project is in. I was waiting to get these hedges in for a very long time. I'm really thankful I was able to get this part done and move forward with this project. I'm very excited about it. Anyway, the lantanas I haven't been able to plant yet, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and put them in the ground after a little while, because I got really tired, and then it's at dinner time already. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy my garden, because there is a lot of work goes in this garden. I'm basically just enjoying working, and I see the results. And sometimes, this is why we do all the hard work, to have this amazing plants growing and flourishing and giving us this beautiful, beautiful garden that we enjoy. So anyway, don't forget to subscribe to my videos if you like them. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you in my next video. Don't forget to write me. I love hearing from you. Bye bye.